Hello everyone, this is Noel with Remote Control. I've got a fresh new haircut and I'm also freshly off of an 18-day jump that I took with the family. It prompted me to think up something that I wanted to share with you about how you work when you're on the move, finding your tempo or finding your groove. There's a couple things that are very, very important on those times when you're traveling to make it so that you are maintaining your high output. In some of the ways, actually, this is the bigger challenge of working remotely. A lot of people are asking me about setting yourself up. How do you go about asking to leave? But that's only part of the equation. The other part of this is maintaining high output after you're remote or while it is that you're traveling. So I've got a couple tips that I want to share with you today, some things that I do. So the first one is that you need to find a spot. It doesn't necessarily have to be a quiet place, but it needs to be an ergonomically correct table, a desk that you can sit at. I'm not a huge advocate of coffee shops. I know a lot of people like going there because there's action and there's other people. They're very, very distracting to me, but I don't care one way or the other. If you can get a lot done in a coffee shop, then I think that that's great. This trip was interesting for me because even though I had to find different spots in all these different locations when we were traveling around, I found that one of the places that I was the most productive, surprisingly with 2 children, was on an airplane. I was typing and responding to about anywhere from 15 to 25 emails in the air and then sending as soon as we landed at a layover. Also, make sure that the spot that you find is someplace where you can speak freely. If you speak with coworkers or clients, you have to be able to speak freely and openly and not be in a spot where you have to speak differently or in this weird way, or pacing around outside where you can't be in front of a computer and have access to additional information that will actually make the call better. One thing that's very important that you're going to want to do is make sure that you have the proper mindset as you go into this. Travel can be stressful, work can be stressful, and the combination of the two can be a lot of stress, and all of a sudden you're just not very fun to be around. By making sure that you have the proper headspace, knowing that you're going into this day of travel and this day of work and maintaining that, you need to have a realistic view of the output that you'll have. That's not to share with everyone, hey, I'm going to be traveling, I can't get anything done today, but inside, in your own mind, know what it is that you're capable of. I learned early on with myself, and my wife can attest to this, that when we were doing these jumps, for the first couple of days I was always kind of cranky, and it was because I couldn't find my tempo. And then I realized that that's not really any way to travel. If I'm gonna be cranky the first couple of days of travel, then what's the point? So I needed to train myself to communicate properly what it was that I needed to get that work done, and then prepare myself ahead of time so that I was more gentle with myself, I was more gentle with those around me in terms of that understanding, and was able to find that tempo and get that spot and get that work done as early as possible. Now, this probably goes without saying, but one of the things that you absolutely have to do is make sure that you have enough power on travel days. You have to make sure that your phone is charged up, that your iPad is charged up, or your tablet, whatever you use, that your laptop, that all those things are running. Layovers and things like that are always opportunities, and I'm fairly connected, so I might be kind of a freak about it actually, but I always feel like those are great places to gas up. Where's the outlet, and get those things done. When you're on the go, especially if you're running things from a phone in those short bits of time, you're burning tons of batteries. You're talking on the phone, you're looking things up, you're checking emails. The thing gets hot sometimes, but you just want to make sure that you're taking the appropriate plugs for your cars, that you have your backup batteries, that everything's juiced up and ready to go so that all of your tools work. So much time is wasted if you forget a cord, you forget some sort of charging mechanism, and then all of a sudden what could be work time or fun time is actually spent going to go buy something that you need. Plus it's kind of an amateur move, and you don't want to have the excuse at work, oh sorry, I couldn't get this done because my laptop ran out. Just keep that to yourself. Make sure that it doesn't happen, and get those things done ahead of time. Prepare yourself. If you're a seasoned traveler, whether that's, and I don't want to say business traveler because you're not always traveling for business, but a seasoned traveler, then you have your own sort of portable office. I'll do another video that shows the bag that I use. It's by a company called Diaper Dude, which I'm not really a big fan of the name, but it has all these little slotted compartments and I love it. It breaks out all these different things so that when I'm going through my own internal checklist before we jump, I'm able to say, okay, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, and in some cases, I have cords that are just staying there, so I don't really have to think about it. So that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you got a couple pointers and tips about finding your tempo or finding your groove when you're working and traveling at the same time to maintain that high output. Subscribe to the video if you want. You can visit the blog if you want, rctrl.org. Try to make one of these videos a week, and I hope to see you soon. Adios.